All right, everybody, let's do this. Let's talk about Jesus Christ, that is so bright. The patch notes, Magical Christmas Land wish list. So what Magical Christmas Land means is that this is like if everything goes my way, I get 3 wishes, and yeah. So this is not what I think will happen. This is if I had $1 million and I gave it to Riot, I PayPal'd them and said, this is what I want the patch to have. That's what this list is. All right, I'll make the window a little bit smaller, but it's gonna stay pretty big. Just heads up. Bang. All right, number 1, Kaisa stuff. Yeah, you guys should be able to see that a lot better. First thing, I want second skin to be slow speed. This is a really big deal for me. Second skin being slow speed allows a lot of interaction that you couldn't already get, right? Like, if there's an interesting thing that happens with Kaisa decks right now. Interesting. Where you have to either like pull the trigger into Zhonya's, right? Let's say they play Kaisa on 5 and their attack token's on 6. This is very common. And they have Zhonya's up, 2 mana. You either have to pull the trigger to go after the Kaisa now when Zhonya's Hourglass blows you out, or whatever it's called, or you wait until the next turn and then get to open supercharged second skin, and then you're shit out of luck, right? Then you're just gonna die. But slow speed second skin allows for a lot of interaction. Now you can just wait. You can just wait, and then you can pull the trigger on their attack turn, right? People are talking about keep second skin as Kaisa's everywhere. No, I think second skin hitting Kaisa's everywhere. I think second skin being slow speed is like absolutely plenty. I think that's a much bigger nerf than people are really realizing. A couple other stuff though. Supercharge 4 mana. Or not Kaisa's. That's weird. Champ spell. Now, I don't think they're going to do that. Like, changing someone's champ spell is like really awkward. But yeah, it's like it's too good. It's too good. Supercharge, focus speed, overwhelm, plus spell shield. It's a removal. I mean, it's win condition in a box is basically what it is. It's too much. I don't think they'll ever change the champ spell. I really wish they would. I really wish they change it to the card that shoots something for more if you've evolved or whatever. That'd be like super sick. So that's what I want. I would like it to be this one, but I think this is more likely. Now, Shurima in general. So this is more than enough. More than enough. If you like, this is already, in my opinion, over nerfing Kaisa. Like this will be such a huge nerf. Now I understand that we've seen a lot of Kaisa in the last few days, so a lot of you are like, fuck that shit. Burn her, right? Like, let's take she's 11 mana, and if you play Emrakul, you light on fire, right? Like your computer explodes. But we're not going to do that. That's too much. Remove quick attack. You don't have to do that. You don't have to do that. This is enough. This is more than enough. Also, we're going to change some Shurima stuff. This is important. This stuff needs to happen for the health of the game. Like, this is mostly the patch, like Kaisa, and we're going to do a little bit of Bard tweaking right here. We'll do that right now. I'll do that right now. Bard. Origin activates round end, not round start. I think that's enough for Bard. I know it's not a big change. I don't actually think Bard needs to be nerfed that much at all, really. I think that's fine. I think having it activate round end is going to keep you from getting high rolled on like turn 1, turn 2, which are where the chimes really matter. You know what I mean? Like, at the end, they're going to be doing a bunch of stuff anyway. So, yeah. You can make Bard smaller if you want to, but I don't think that, like, that's not what Bard decks do. You don't even want to play Bard. You don't even want to put Bard on the field until he's leveled. You know what I mean? So, yeah. We're going to start there. We're going to go off mostly nerfs first. You can make Bird a 1/1 if you really wanted to. That's fine. But we're going to start here. I'm going to try not to absolutely kill things, because I think Bard decks are, like, actually kind of cool. I know, everyone's like, what? What are you talking about? But there's so many different flavors of them. Okay, let's move on. Shurima in general. This stuff, like I was saying before, absolutely needs to happen. The Shurima, the way Shurima works is just currently unhealthy for the game. Shurima has linear, hard to deal with, must answer win conditions, and a much cheaper rate than everybody else. Ziggs, Talia, Sivir, Ruin Runner, right? All these things have needed to be like adjusted or changed. Like so many just busted ass Shurima win conditions. The mono Shurima stuff, Xerath, Azir, right? Like they're all so good. And the reason they're so good is because they're hard to deal with, and then Shurima can just like not care because they have things like Hourglass. Hourglass needs to be at 3 mana. 2 mana is too cheap. If you're going to completely invalidate all of my removal at fast speed, it better cost you at least all of your spell mana. You know what I mean? Hourglass it's too good. The next one is Rite of Negation. Now, I actually hate negation. I actually hate nerfing things by just making them cost more mana. I think it's like really lazy. I think there's a lot more interesting ways to like nerf and buff things, and you basically only do your mana one. You nerf or buff the mana when you're like out of ideas. Hourglass Countdown 2 is interesting. That is interesting. I hadn't considered that. That's kind of cool. But let's do this first. Right? Like I want to just do this, Rite of Negation 5 mana, but again, I think that's lazy. I do think that would be like the appropriate power level. I think Rite of Negation is too strong in a region that shouldn't have it. It's okay for Ionia to have Deny, because like Ionia fucking sucks because it's so bad, right? Like Ionia doesn't have these win conditions that just like kill you, and it doesn't get them on turn 4. You know what I mean? Shurima does. Shurima is loaded. They are lousy with it. Just absolutely filled with these win conditions that need to be answered, that are really hard to deal with, and Hourglass just blows you out. Rite of Negation affecting ally spells on the stack. I don't think that's much of a nerf. So yeah, like if Shurima's gonna get this, they really need to pay for it more. And blowing up a mana gem is like not that bad. There's a thing in Magic the Gathering. I don't know how many of you played. I'm sure some of you have, where what happens is these counter spells get printed, and the cheaper the counter spells that have a big drawback attached to them, the interaction that has large drawbacks attached, are almost always used for linear decks that don't care, because they're going to just kill you anyway, right? Things like Thralls, things like old Ionian, like, or you know, old Silver Demacia with like the Ghost Flurry or whatever. Things like the Kaisa decks now, right? Like they don't care about losing their mana gem because they're just gonna kill you anyway. Yeah, things like Pact of Negation, yep, Daze, Force of Will is a much better like combo card than it is a control card. So yeah, I want to see Rite of Negation get nerfed. Rite of Negation Hourglass absolutely needs to be changed. I think we could probably cut it there on Shurima. I want to nerf Ziggs just because, like, why is he so big? But, like, does it really need to be nerfed? Not really. How do you spell Illaoi? It is. It just looks weird. Alright. So the Illaoi package. What is this card called? The 3 mana 3/3. The Sea's Voice. Sea's Voice 3/2. Yep, Sea's Voice is too big. When you combine it with Bard and this hits a 4/4, it is unkillable on curve. It is so big and it's so good. So what I want to do is I want to tweak it. I want to tweak the Seize Voice, and I want to tweak probably Tentacle Smash. Because what the Illaoi decks look to do is just stat check you every single goddamn turn. They just say, my stuff's bigger than yours. Deal with it. And at first, it's like a bit of advantage, but they just snowball that advantage and then stat check you again and again and again and again. And if you fail, then you just like lose the game. And that's like, that Bard exacerbates the problem. Is that a problem with Bard more than Illaoi's package? Not really, no. Not really. Like, the chimes do help and everything, but like, if a chime landed on Seize Voice and it's a 4-3, like, you don't care. It's just like, okay, it's just fine. It's not that good. You can trade with a Boom Baboon. The problem is when a chime hits Seize Voice and it's a 4-4. Also, keep in mind that this is included with the Bard Origin nerf, where it happens on round end. So it's going to be much harder for them to hit the chime on things like Seize Voice on turn 2 or 3. And yeah. Tentacle Smash. Tentacle Smash is an insane card. It is so good. The Tentacle Smash, it could either spawn 2 or 5 mana. I kind of like the spawn 2. And I think, honestly, I'm over-nerfing this card. Like, I think I am over-nerfing the card. The problem is, like, it's really tough to nerf this card, which is insane, by the way. Tentacle Smash is a fucking insane card. It's just really hard to nerf. What about 3 mana spawn 2? I'm worried that might be better. It might exacerbate the problem in an Illaoi deck and just make it so you can't play it in other decks. And I'm trying to like avoid that. But I don't really know how else to do it. Do I think Nami SI dies without Tentacle Smash? Maybe. Honestly, Nami's a ticking time bomb. Nami's a problem. Yeah, I don't know. Tentacle Smash is tough. I think it needs to get touched. I think it's really good. You could, instead of doing this, you could do something like, also, I think this should probably happen. Illaoi is a 1/5. She's so big. She's unkillable. Unkillable. On curve. So, yeah, I mean, like, would like to see Tentacle Smash change. Don't know how to not over... Tentacle Smash. Don't want to over nerf. Don't know how. Sure, whatever. We'll put that. So honestly, like that's good enough. You feel like Bard is a problem? I really don't agree. I really don't agree. I don't. I think Bard's fine. I understand that I'm in the minority. Like we have a Bard nerf here, and I think this is a pretty big one. But I think having like 2 Bard decks is like totally okay. Bard's like a good card. And also Bard decks are like, you can beat Bard decks. You can go, oh, Bard Demacia is really good. Okay, I'll just play a deck that beats it. You know what I mean? Bard Illaoi, okay. You can just beat Bard Illaoi. You just start slamming Runations and stuff like that. And, you know, you're probably like good to go. You just start playing what is like the really good matchup for Bard Illaoi? Is it like Heimer Jace and stuff like that? I can't remember. But like you can beat these Bard decks. What difference does this Bard change do? Okay, so right now Bard puts 3 chimes into the deck at round start. If you make it at round end, you're like astronomically less likely to hit chimes. You physically cannot hit chimes on turn 1 anymore. And you're like half as likely to hit chimes on turn 2. Right? And then you're very much less likely to hit chimes on turn 3. It's just slowing down the initial stat push. Right? Because like when Bard decks run you over, it's because they play Bird on 1 and they hit the chime on 2. And then, boom. Think if you want to nerf Bard, we just make Bird a 1/2? Yeah, you could just make Bird a 1/2. That works too. I do think this origin change is healthier for the game though. Not healthier than nerfing Bard. I think the origin change is healthier for the game than the current way origin works. Basically. Like, yeah, you could absolutely do both. You could absolutely do both. No problem with that. That's totally fine. Yeah, you could absolutely make bird a 1/2. That's fine. All right, we're gonna move on. Targon. Hold on. Free my boy Fangs. 3/2. Why is he still in 2/2 jail? Free my boy Fangs. Oh my god. It was an over nerf when it happened, and it hasn't come back yet. Temple Revert. This is Magical Christmas Land. That's true. Temple Revert, I know would be bad for the game. I want it to happen. I know it'd be bad for the game. Would 3/2 Fangs even be playable? I don't even know. Honestly, you could dead ass just make Fangs a 3/3, and it's like fine. Like 3/3 Fangs would be just a good card. You know what? It's Magical Christmas Land. Fuck you. I'm making Fangs a 3/3. This is my Magical Christmas Land. I get to do whatever I want. Fangs a 3/3. Serpent stays a 1/1 though. Serpent was busted. I will admit to that. Serpent was a little bit too good. All right. Other changes. I think Aphelios is fine. Honestly, you could make Aphelios a 3/2, but you know I don't want Aphelios to be a 3/2, so I'm not gonna do it. Winding Light is too good, but I don't think it's the card Winding Light's problem. I think it's Boom Baboon, basically. I guess that's technically not a Targon change. We're just gonna put. You know what? We're just gonna. How am I gonna do? Yeah, Targon / Winding Light deck. Boom Baboon. This is a 2/1. Easy peasy. Boom Baboon's a 2/1. Think Winding hit himself, remove Overwhelm and make him a 4/4. Oh, that's a sick change, actually. That's actually a really good change. I like that. Hold on, I'll put that in. But Boom Baboon has been one of the best cards in the entire game forever. Like, it needs to get nerfed. Winding Light 4/4. No Overwhelm. +2. How do you make it so it grants itself +2/+1 but doesn't get overwhelmed without making it really weird? You know what? We'll just make it a 6/5 with no overwhelm. Honestly, I think that's fine. Grant whole board +2/+1. Oh, but you're giving it over. Okay, so it gives itself overwhelm that turn. What if we just didn't do that? What if Winding Light just didn't have overwhelm? Can we do that? Is that too much? I kind of want to do it anyway. I don't like Winding Light. I don't know, man. I don't know. I kind of just want to just... It is my Christmas Land. I can do whatever I want. I think your change is, like, reasonable. Why would you play it? I hope people fucking don't. That's the whole point. Yeah. I mean, I think yours is, like, a better change. Make it only affect Nightfall? Oof. Ooh. I don't know about that. Yeah, we'll go with MTux change. 4/4. Grant. 4/4. No overwhelm. Give. Jesus. +2. Come on. +2, +1. And overwhelm to whole board. ETB. Including itself. Grant, yeah. Oh, God. Let's see. Any other Targon / Winding Light nerfs? Deck does not need buffs, that's for sure. I like the Boom Baboon change. That card's been so good. You can't nerf Financier anymore without giving it the telescope treatment, which is brutal. Does that Winding Light nerf solve anything? You don't have to you can chump it on the following turn. It's a very small nerf. You like nerf chompers? Just make chompers an 0-1. Yeah, we can do that, but it's like not that good. Isn't Baboon PNZ? Yeah, that's why I said Targon / Winding Light deck. Because I don't really want to nerf anything else in PNZ. I think we go like this. Random bullshit. I had a lot of ideas actually. No Zerelia nerf? I don't want to nerf a Zerelia. It doesn't deserve it. Random bullshit. Something with Ravine. Ravine is too good. But there's a caveat. Something with Ravine. Spend Freljord. Power. Budget. That's not how you spell budget. Elsewhere. So we nerf Ravine. That way, we get to make other Freljord cards good. You could make it only heal 2. You could make it 5 mana. Got a lot of things you can do. A lot of things. So basically nerf Ravine, buff Ash for the 501st time. No, so I think there's a lot of interesting things you could do with Freljord. Like, I don't want to just buff Ash midrange again because, like, I'm tired of it. It's not going to work. Or if it does, it's just going to be like, it's just basically going to be like Illaoi Bard, where it just stat sticks you a bunch because its cards are just way better than yours. I don't want to spend it on Ash midrange. I want to spend it on other stuff. Absolutely not a Trundle buff. You could do it in Nivea, but like there's a lot of cards, a lot of interesting things you could probably do with Freljord that you just can't because you make the Ravine decks like too good, right? Yeah, ramp, midrange, and thralls. Pick one. There's got to be other stuff we can do. There has to be other stuff we can do. Yeah, prom. Put on fucking Scar Grounds. I don't know, man. But like, Ravine's annoying. It is very, very, very good. It's very, very good. Okay, hold on. Let me pull up like a list of like the current decks or whatever, so I can remind myself what else I need to nerf. We touched the Kaisa decks already. Do I want to nerf anything in Thralls besides Ravine? I mean, like, yeah, fuck that deck. We're already nerfing Rite of Negation, so honestly, it's fine. Spiders doesn't need a nerf. Oh, we got it. What was I thinking? Oh my goodness. It's my magical Christmas land. Ahri's a 2/3. Okay, Ahri's a 2/3. Or some kind of Wayfinder revert. I'll let you guys pick. You get to pick. Can you guys... You know what I was thinking about last night? I was sitting there thinking about the fact that Wayfinder used to be a 2/3 for 4 mana that just got you 2 of the same 1-cost ally from your deck. And it just like wasn't good until it was like busted. Like just nobody played it. How insane is that? Kinky Reaver plus finally Gut Twin. I think Twin's fine the way it is, honestly. I think +2, +3 is like totally okay. But yeah, I can't believe Wayfinder happened. So I would like one of these two. Ahri 2/3, some kind of Wayfinder revert. I think Ahri decks are one of the most interesting things to ever happen to Runeterra. They were incredibly like skill intensive, really fun for me. I don't care about what you guys think. And they're basically gone. And it sucks that the only way I can play Ahri now is with Bard. And like it sucks because the Bard Ahri deck isn't interactive the way that the normal Ahri deck was. It's a lot of times like, oh, I hit 2 chimes on my elusive, time to just elusive beat down you, and that's not how I want to play it. I thought like the Go Hard Ahri deck, the Go Hard Ahri Kennen deck was like so sick. That was so sick. It was too good, but it was so sick. Bard Ahri's elusive beatdown, Kennen Ahri with chip damage Lee. Yes, exactly. Give me that back. I don't have Lee anymore. I don't have Ahri. I don't get to do anything. Back in my day, I had to Omen Hawk my elusive. Okay, Grandpa, let's get you to bed. Yeah, so give me back some Ahri stuff, guys. I deserve it. I paid my dues. Aurelia Zero, I think is fine. Cat TF Annie, I think is cool. Am I missing anything? I know I've talked about a lot of other stuff. I'm like, oh, this needs to change. I'd really like to see a nerf here, a buff here. Anything in like the TF Nami deck? I mean, Nami eventually is going to have to get nerfed or changed because she's just like too good for the game, honestly. But we're not there yet. Papercraft. Oh yeah, fuck that card. I mean, we are hitting these. And Supercharge. How do I change Papercraft? Evelyn needs some kind of buff. I don't want Evelyn to be good. I think, honestly, okay, I want you to, like, honestly sit there. 1, 2, or 6 mana. I'm down with 6 mana. I want you to sit there, right? And I want you to think of a world where Evelyn is the best deck. Where Evelyn's the best deck. You play your dude on turn 2. Your Pharaoh's Financier, or what have you, right? They play their guy that makes a Deuterino. They hit tough. On turn 3, they play their 2-1. It pumps their guy, their husk. It now has tough. It's kind of hard to deal with. And then they play Evelyn, and they keyword soup beat your ass. And there's nothing you can do with it. Like, tell me that that's, like, any better. Like, that sucks for everyone. That's so boring. It's so boring. It's literally just the keyword soup that everybody's whining about now. But you guys say that you want it because she's currently not good. Like, you would hate it. I guarantee you would hate it. If you don't like Kaisa, you would not want Evelyn to be tier 1. Absolutely not. So I'm not going to buffer. I think Yost is right. The best Evelyn change is to speed up husks. It's over. Yo, Carver, thank you for the 9 months, man. Let's see. Anything else that I think needs to be like adjust? Oh, Papercraft. That's right. Yeah. We'll make Papercraft 6 mana. Fuck that card. Akshan's dope. One of my favorite champions in the entire game. RIP Ezreal. Do we want to do it? Do we want to do it? I think it's time. I think it's probably time. Yeah, Ezreal could be 7, honestly, but I think it's time. I think we could revert Fiora. I think we can do it. Revert Fiora. If too good, just nerf her again. Easy solution. Easy solution. We'll give it a trial run. Haven't had like 2 people had insane win rates with Fiora Shen in the last week. Kind of okay win rates. I think Fiora Shen is the worst version of Shen, honestly. Every time I played Fiora, it felt so fucking bad. Like, Fiora was absolutely the worst card in the entire deck. Like, the Lulu version's better. The Bard Shen version's better. Like, yeah, Fiora's the worst card in the deck. We don't now. Draven's still good as a 3/2. Draven's still good as a 3/2. We don't want Sorakatam buffs. None of these cards need buffs. This one's going to need to be nerfed eventually. I don't want to buff Tristana. No. I might nerf you just because I don't like you. Why is it a 3/4? No. We talked about you. No. You don't need your 18th buff. No. You're cool. You got nerfed. You're cool. No. Daybreak's always going to suck unless they print a bunch more Daybreak cards. Maokai's fine. Nocturne's fine. Pantheon's fine. You still suck. We can't keep buffing Renekton, or eventually he's just going to be insane. He'll just kill you. He'll just be a 5/5 overwhelm that you play on 4 just because he's so fucking big. Pyke's fine. Honestly, I thought we over nerfed him, but you know what? He can rot. Poppy's good. We can nerf her again just to let her know we're not sorry. Shen's cool. I like the recent change with barrier. Yeah. All this is fine. My boy. Lee doesn't need to be buffed or nerfed. He just needs a deck. We talked about you. You're fine as you are, honestly. So what I mean by fine is not that this card is good. you guys have to realize, like, a lot of these champions being the best champion in the game would be actively so bad for the game. He's so bad for the game. No, we don't need to buff Gangplank again. Fuck Gangplank. He's still good. These are all fine. These are all fine. Thank God we didn't buff Vi, right? I'm glad NASA's got his Fearsome back. These cards are all fine. These cards are fine. Yeah, no, honestly, these champs look like... A lot of the champs in the game look like they're in a really good spot. And that's like something that I didn't cover here, so the people watching the YouTube video are going to have to make it to fucking 50 minutes into this rant to get here. But with the way the game is right now, it's so close to being really good. It's so close to being really, like, open with a lot of cool stuff you can play. It's just like a couple things. Shurima package is too good. Kaisa's too good. I think the Illaoi package is a little too good. Bard could be tuned down a little bit. And honestly, after that, I think you could have a very, very, very diverse meta. I do have the roundtable tonight with Riot, so I'm excited to see what they have to say about all this patch stuff, what they're going to do. Anyway, that's all I got for all you watching at YouTube. Thank you for coming by. I'll see you next time.